Huge congratulations. You held your nerve to the very end and you have secured your spot in your first major final. How do you feel?
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm feeling perfect. I played good. I'm feeling good, so I'm ready for the final.
You were 6-0 up. Petri Mäkinen started to apply the pressure. That golden break could have been a turning point. It wasn't. How did you stay so focused?
Yeah, I took time out for stay focused. I needed rest and back to the game, and that works.
How much confidence does this win give you going into that final? Will you be the one lifting the trophy?
I think in the quarterfinals was most tough for me. After the quarterfinals, I feel good. So
bring it on.
It will be good.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, bring it on indeed. Let's find out then who for Tunski is going to be playing in the final. Will it be Robbie Capito or will it be Labutis? Let's get it on.
What a moment. Here we go. This is all about emotion right now.
What a shot! It went down!
I cannot believe it. Wow.
And the last man standing! Oh, it thought about staying there!
It was, in the end, phenomenal.
Isn't it so refreshing to enjoy a pure feel-good moment like this?
With a tear in the eye and a shiver down the spine.
Time for semi-final number 2 here at the BetVictor UK Open. The Butcher made light work of his opponent and will be eyeing up his next meal in the final. It's time to find out who will face him there tonight here live on Sky Sports. Let's get our players to the table. Up first, the man representing Hong Kong, sharper than a razor. It's Robbie Capito.
I get those goosebumps every time. I need the Heimlich, throw that to the side. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. When you're not around, when you throw that to the side. When I'm pulling up right beside you, pop star Lil Mariah. When I text Kick Game Wireless, throw a stack on the Bible, never Snapchat her to. She fall through plenty, her and all her guineas. Yeah, we at the top floor, right there off Duini. Yeah, oh no, I can't with y'all. Yeah, when I'm with my squad, I can't.
And his opponent is Lithuania's very own sharpshooter. Please welcome Pijus Labutis.
Right then, it is time to find out who will face for Tunski in the UK Open final. Will it be Pijus Labutis, who's had some very decent runs this year, but this is on a different level, isn't it? He's up against a man in his first major semi-final in Robbie Capito, who produced eye-catching wins over Fedor Gorst and Josh Filler yesterday. Both players actually had to change their flights home. Neither of them expected to make this stage. So to find out who goes a step further, let's hand over to Carl Boys and Phil Yates.
It is a battle of two players from small countries. But boy, what a big occasion for both. Robbie Capito, whatever occurs today, he will never forget yesterday. Beating Fedor Gorst and Joshua Filler back-to-back. That is some achievement. He arrives in the semi-final, the 22-year-old from Hong Kong. Number 51 in the world 9-ball tour rankings. Of course, he will make a significant jump after this. But he's won 7 consecutive matches, and Cole boys, in terms of self-belief, he must have plenty.
He simply must have plenty. You don't beat Ghost and Filler without being able to play the game. And it's not just a case of he beat him and, you know, he had all the chances and he kicked on. There was close matches, Phil. Both matches went pretty much to the wire. Filler 10-9, I think Ghost 10-8.
We have spoken with both players. Here are their responses.
I'm feeling really good. Knocked out Kachi. It was a back and forth match. We made a lot of mistakes, you know. I'm not used to this big arena. It was my second time playing, you know, on TV table. Missed a lot of shots and, you know, tried to compose myself just to play the best I can. I mean, you always get nervous there, but I just want to feel good. So it seemed like in the end of the match, I started feeling better. You always want to win, but I'm not thinking about the stages. I'm just thinking about one match at a time, trying to. It seems like it's working, so we'll see where it gets me. It would really mean a lot to me to lift the UK Open trophy, of course. Trying to take one match at a time, just trying to take it easy, don't be too overwhelmed. And we'll see, maybe I can lift the trophy. Can't believe that I beat Joshua Filler and Fedor Gorst, arguably the 2 best players right now in the world. I'm really speechless. Job's not done yet. The trophy is still my end goal. My dad just passed away when I was very young, so getting this first win for me is going to be my major goal for this tournament. Both of us are going to feel the pressure, but just have to stay in the moment, play my game, and may the best man win. Bring it on.
There's an intensity about Robbie Capito. He's a man who has got desire in the heart, determined to do well. This is the best performance by a player from Hong Kong, Cole, since Loho Sun was in the final of the World Masters a couple of years ago. The difference, that was an invitation tournament. For all of its prestige, here, massive ranking points are on the line, and if Capito were to win the whole thing today, that Reyes Cup would be very much in line for him.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be a goal. The first ever, the inaugural Reyes Cup. It's been talked about for years, Phil. Of course, we've had the Moscone Cup, USA versus Europe. But we know the talent Europe has, Asia has produced rather, of pool players. Philippines, Chinese Taipei, China, Hong Kong, everywhere you look. World-class pool players from Asia, and obviously this year it's going to be Europe who take on Asia, and that's going to have a different feel about it, isn't it, Phil?
It most certainly is. What about Pijus Labutis from Lithuania? Only 40 or 50 players in that country play pool competitively. And yet, here he is on the big stage. And not for the first time either. He has been to this stage of a major World 9-Ball Tour ranking event before, at the Spanish Open in Lugo last summer. He is number 24 on the World 9-Ball rankings, the highest ranked player of the 4 players who made the semi-finals. And anyone who discounts his chances, well, they are rather foolish. He's the real deal. He was runner-up in the Derby City Classic 9-Ball earlier this year to Joshua Filler, 9th in the Marina Open in Italy, and he was runner-up also to Jason Shaw at the Professional Players Championship in Pennsylvania. It's been a good 2024 already for Labutis.
Yeah, he's clearly knocking on the door. They do say if you keep knocking, the door will open. Is today his day? Look at the focus from Capito. He is really up for this match. Here comes the lag. Nearest to the top rail will start this semi-final. Labutis will be breaking first. It's a race to 11 to see who will face Mieszko Faczynski tonight.
Can we stop the music, please? Thank you. It's the first rack. Pijus Labutis to break.
The music fades away. Silence descends until the cue ball crashes into the balls. Crashes with good effect.
Cue ball went into the 9, flicked it. Sometimes it goes into the corner as a golden break. It's gone near the corner. But he's got to look at this blue too. In our first semi-final, Phil, it was Mackinnon who had chances in the opening 3 racks. He actually lost all 3. And that just... it makes you feel uneasy when you go back to your chair. You feel like you've blown it, even though it's a race to 11. You're shocked at, you know, how poorly you start, and then your backhand feels like jelly. It's hard to shake off, so big moment here in this semi-final for me. For both of these players. If you get off to a good start, you can settle in and try and play your A game.
Yeah, Petr Mackinnon was really up against it. He missed an 8-ball in the 6th rack, went 6-0 down, and although he tried to come back, it proved beyond him. Get the feeling this one's going to be closer.
Not easy, this bank. He'll take it on. Probably swing the cue ball round the table for the purple 5 in the bottom left pocket. Good start. Didn't want that cannon though. He's lost the cue ball. Yeah, he just didn't want to hit the brown 7 there. Maybe he put all his energy into making sure he got the bank correct. It's going to have to be a safety. Oh, this is a good shot. Very good shot. Playing good safety is a huge tool to have in the modern era of 9-ball. Said it a lot, Phil. Safety in 9-ball, it's not boring to watch, because at some point, you know, you don't often play double figure safety shots in 9-ball. At some point, somebody's missed it or left some sort of shot, a bank shot. So even the safety side of pool is actually very quick. This is not easy to hit. He's trying to go 2 rails. Well, I'll tell you what a hit that is. He might have surrendered a shot, but even so, that was a beautiful shot. Capito does have some Filipino in him, and the greatest kicker of them all is Efren Reyes. He actually played a shot that's had millions of views on YouTube. It's called the Z shot. Capito nearly started this match off with one.
Well, Pijus Labutis actually played Efren Reyes at the Derby City Classic last year in the 1 pocket. What a treat for a young player, that.
I'm guessing he didn't win that match, Phil. This is thin. Oh, that was nice. Where's the cue ball going to go? It's crashing into balls. Oh, that is unfortunate.
Ball in hand.
You would never have expected that.
And please start the shot clock.
Certain scratches you can forecast. Others come as a real surprise. Such a small amount of room to get past the 7-ball.
Yeah, and because the purple 5 was so thin, he probably just kind of forgot about the cue ball. He probably thought, if I pot the 5, the 6 is pretty much over the pocket, I'm good to go. Well, the position's gone wrong here. He's going to land on the 50-yard line. Edgy first rack here from Labutis. Not really Capito. Well, this is the second chance here. Here comes the miss. Missed it on the pro side. We often joke in the practice areas, when you miss a ball, you always say, oh, missed it pro side. He looks distraught at the minute, Phil. It's only rack 1. Calm down, Labutis. It's okay. Got another 2 hours of this. This would hurt Labutis if Capito can find a good safety and steal this rack. Very close to being welded on the 9-ball.
Whenever Labutis is playing, you always get the impression it really is hugely important to him. He invests everything into it, and he was distraught when he lost in the semi-final of the Spanish Open last year. 11-10 to Mark Bijsterbosch.
He's got to play thin off this, because if he pots it, he scratches. So no pot available. Yeah, he's played thin. That's all he could do, really. The natural angle, potting the 8, would have scratched.
This is in keeping with a lot of opening racks we've seen throughout the tournament on this main table.
Yeah, it's exciting. You know, I'm reading a lot of stuff online saying this event, there's been a lot more safety play because the pockets are a hair smaller, but I think it's fantastic to watch. We're seeing both players trade shots. He went for the bank. If he misses the bank, he wants it up in the centre or a little bit higher up the rail. He hasn't achieved it. Big chance now. Third chance of this rack, in fact.
Pijus Labutis wins the first set.
Is that the first step to victory for the man from Vilnius, the Lithuanian capital? Pijus Labutis draws first blood. He's beat a United Nations of players to be here. Gareth Esprit from Dominica, Radoslav Babica from Poland, then James Aranas. What a result that was, 9-1 over the Filipino World Cup winner of last year. Wu Kun Lin was a semi-finalist in the World Championship last year. Aloysius Schaap, we know just how good he can be. He's a former US Open runner-up. Denmark's Mickey Kraus was put to the sword, as was the defending champion Eklund Kachi in the quarterfinals last night. He's now played 103 racks in this tournament, and he's won 68 of them. That's a pretty tidy strike rate. Took up the game at the age of 12. His favourite player for many a year was Wu Cha-ching. That was the inspiration. The player who looked up to most. And now players are looking up to him.
That's a good break. Hit the pack exactly where he wanted. Made the one. Cue ball come across the centre of the table. Just below the 9. Not sure what shot he's faced with though. He could maybe just play it off the purple 5 and stun the cue ball in behind the red 3. Yep, that's what he's played. Has he potted the 2? He hasn't. And that is deep, Phil. That is really deep in that pocket. Kicking off this side rail, it's very easy for the cue ball to follow the blue 2 in that pocket. You can see there how deep the blue 2 is. Look at that.
Extension, please.
Wow. He's no real option here. He's got to go before the middle pocket with a bit of left. Hopefully flick the jaw first. And then that would cut the 2 ball in. If you hit the blue 2 full, you scratch. Well, he's a mile away. He's an absolute mile away. Without
Ball in hand.
And what a good opportunity this is to double the lead.
And please start the clock.
By the way, the name Pijus derives from Latin. It means blessed, a man of virtue.
Needs to play a good positional shot here. May have to draw off a couple of rails behind the purple 5 and then shoot it up the top end of the table or the right side pocket. He feels it goes past the brown 7, but the angle is a little weird, so he might have to use the top rail with spin. Yeah, that's what he's done. That's pretty good, you know. He'll take that. Good shot. You can just sense he's starting to ease into this match because he's had the chances. He's potting balls. The right arm, he's getting loosened up. It's getting warm. Looks tight, but I think he could even hit the rail. Then the ball would hit the 7. Went in clean as a whistle. Cue ball needs to go though. Played for the side pocket. That's fine.
With that multi-coloured shirt of his, he never leaves you in any doubt where he's from. He's a very proud Lithuanian, and boy, what a lift that would be. Not just in a pool context, but a sporting context for Lithuania if he could return with the trophy here.
Pijus Labutis.
Laid the hook, got the reward. Labutis 2-0. So Labutis is unbeaten to get here, and that's also the case for Robbie Capito. He's had some wonderful results. His second match was against Kuo Po Cheng, who was runner-up in the World 9-Ball Championship twice in 2005 and again in 2010. He was beaten 9-4. Yonosuke Kamino, a good scalp. So too, his good friend Lo Ho Sum. Two Hong Kong players doing battle there together in the last 64 as single elimination began. Then Anthony Brabin from Cyprus was knocked out before the two marquee results, beating Fedor Gorsht 10-8 and Josh Filler 10-9. In both of those matches, he staved off comebacks from two giants of the game, Cole.
Well, his last 3 matches there, Phil. Also, Brabin, very talented player.
Pijus Labutis to break, leading the match by 2-0.
Himself. All 3 of them matches, Phil, have gone to the wire pretty much. So that just shows you he has the bottle to get the job done here today. You won't be worried just yet. It's only 2-0. And the way this break format is now set up, you feel like you're going to get opportunities. It's not easy to keep landing on the blue 2. This time the blue 2's on the top rail. The other thing worth considering as well, you know, if you're watching 9-ball for the very first time, you know, the players get 30-second shot clock with one extension, but after the break they get a little longer. I think it's a minute. It's been that long since I played on TV, I forgot, but I think it is a minute. I know it's longer anyway, Phil.
It was in black and white, wasn't it, Cole?
But usually there's only 1 or 2 shots really that you can play. It's not like there's loads of decisions to make. There's not really that many options, especially when we're talking about the safety side of it. Or the kicking in this instance. Doesn't look like there's a 2 railer available. He might have to go into the 2 off 1 rail. I don't think he can get behind there, can he? Well, he's trying to make the cue ball bend. I don't think the shot was on.
Foul stroke.
I do not think the 2 railer was there.
Well, if you recall, in the second rack, the 2 ball was deep in the jaws of a pocket. He didn't threaten to hit it out of a snooker, and it's ditto there.
He could have gone off the same rail, 1 rail into the 2. There's a lot of balls still on the table. In that instance, you have to make contact with a 2. Good things can happen in your favour when there's a lot of balls still on the table. Well, he's not even attacking the table here.
Extension called.
I know the pink 4's tricky, but the combination onto the 7, don't forget he's got ball in hand, Phil. He can get where he wants from the 2 to the 3. He could play in behind the 4. He could play the 4-7 combo. A little bit surprised. Not saying it's the wrong shot. He's at the table. Another one like the last rack. The 2 ball goes very close to the pocket. Well, he's going to need a sat nav to hit this one. Look how tough this ball is.
And of course, Cole, there is the 3 miss rule.
The extension, please.
Yeah, Phil's right. 3 consecutive fouls is loss of rack. It's not 3 fouls, you know, anywhere in the rack. They've got to be one after the other. So he's on 1 foul. It's looking likely he's going to be on 2 in a minute.
Foul.
So that's 2 fouls.
Second foul. Ball in hand.
Marcel may let him know he's on 2. He's already said
Please
2
start the
fouls.
clock.
He'll know this anyway. Labutis. Labutis knows he's got him on 2. Does he attack the table? He moved the pink 4. Can't remember where it went. It's still a little bit covered, isn't it? He could play safe. He's obviously spotted somewhere. He could bank the 2 up the table, lock the cue ball behind the 4. Oh, I know what he's doing here, Phil. He wants the cue ball in a similar position to where it is now. Maybe a little higher up the table. Then he's going to play a stop shot on the pink 4, send the 4 round the table, lock him up behind the 7. I've not seen a 3 foul this week, Phil, have you?
Not seen one, not heard of one.
At this level, they are very rare. At the Premier League pool in Connecticut about a month ago, there were 2 in the whole event. 8 days. Absolute mountain of matches. Do you know who got the 2?
Go on.
Joshua Filler got them both. This is rare, folks. This is very rare. He's on the 3 fouler. He must make
Robbie on
contact.
2 fouls. Foul on the next shot will result in the rack being awarded to your opponent.
Yeah, Marcel Eckhart, one of the finest Q Sports referees in the business. Always very focused and handing out the warning.
Also, after contact, if he doesn't pot the 4 or another ball, something must strike a rail. If he scratches, it's loss of rack. It's okay. He survives.
Yes, but the 4 is stuck up. When he came to the table, it always looked as though the pivotal shot was going to be 5-6.
Well, the first semi-final, the first 3 racks all went to the side of Fortunski. Could be pretty much the same here.
Like what I'm seeing from Labutis.
Yeah, seems to be very still on the shot, quite compact. Going about his business nicely here, Phil.
Pijus Labutis winning still.
Here in the West Midlands, 2 players from Eastern Europe are enjoying themselves. Mieszko Fortunski already through. Pijus Labutis 3-0 ahead in the other semi-final.
If you want to make it, then you can take it, but you better get in the zone.
The scene here at the Telford International Centre. It is the new home of the Bet Victor UK Open. It's the third staging of this event. Joshua Filler won in 2022. Eklund Kachi, he captured the title last year, and now a brand new name will be on the silverware.
Thanks, Pijus. The
Right now,
fourth
Carl.
rank. Pijus Labutis is leading the match by 3 racks to 0, and he will break.
Pijus Labutis will be quietly confident.
Yeah, Capito has just got to sit there knowing he's not had, you know, a visit to the table in the sense of, oh, here's a good look at running out the table. Just been a little bit froze out. The opening rack could have maybe attacked it a little bit more. Decided to play safeties, but this time, I believe he's got a shot on the one.
Yeah, this was dry now. I don't know whether he's struggling or not, but as he left the arena at the end of the third rack, Robbie Capito was using eye drops.
Well, if you're struggling to see, that's not going to help in a game of pool.
That's why they pay you the big bucks for that wonderful insight, Carl. No way through there. Not through, but over. That's the way.
A little surprised at the jump shot. I say that because the 2 railer hitting the 2 ball at the bottom could have carried the cue ball over to this left side of the table where there's a lot of balls. He's got cover, but don't really feel like it's going to cause too much trouble. That'll work out okay.
Carl, you've been a world champion, you've been around pool for years. Isn't it fantastic that so many nations now are embracing this game?
Yeah, I could probably name you a top pool player from pretty much every part of the world. It's a special thing, is 9-ball pool. Ten countries were representing the final 16, Phil. That tells a story, doesn't it?
It does. 7 in the last 8. Only Germany were doubly represented in the quarterfinals.
Extension, please.
Here comes the cue ball. He's just found a gap there. That couldn't really be helped. He just had to get a good 2 ball, which he did. This is the rack. This is a perfect rack where you can see how scary it is to play safe on a pool
Extension
table,
call.
because every ball is actually in the open. Every single ball on the table pots in a pocket. If you look at the pink 4 there, Phil, the red 3 sets up nice for the pink 4. Purple 5 lends itself to the green 6. So getting safe on the blue 2 is key. It's everything. He's using the red 3 to block a pot. Nicely done. Then from the green 6 to the 7 is easy. 7 to the 8 and the 9's in the middle of the table. So safety on this blue 2 is actually quite scary. Is he drawing the cue ball back over to where it is now? That's the shot he's played. It all looked a little clumsy because balls were moving, but believe me, he knew if he got the cue ball over there, the 2 ball was moving down here as well. Percentage play. Seems to be kicking at the 2 ball a lot, Robbie, at the moment, doesn't he? He's got to watch the scratch here. The scratch is on. That was a classy kick shot. 2 ball must have been off the rail before he played that shot. If he plays off the left edge and swings the cue ball round behind the 9, leaves an easy kick, so he might try and get the cue ball back up into the top left. No, he's not done. He could have played that harder and gone all the way up top of the table. Similar shot here for Robbie off that little edge, trying to use the 9 ball. He wants a full ball hook. Needs to be full ball. I think the edge just popped out.
Always thought Labutis was pretty savvy when it came to tactics, and I think he might well have the edge in this one. He certainly got the edge in this exchange.
Foul stroke.
Again, fails to make any contact from a hook.
Play static.
And that's a massive penalty in 9 ball. It means ball in hand.
Yeah, and with ball in hand, he won't entertain playing the 3-9 combo. At this level, a professional would much prefer to run the table out, especially where the ball's are. If there was a couple of balls clustered up rather, and he couldn't pot them, he may have been tempted, but as you can see, all the balls do go. That little smile tells me he's just landed straight on the pink 4 ball. Yeah, he has. And the reason why that is awkward is because of where the green 6 is. He wanted to be pretty straight on this purple 5. He's going to end up straight, but in the other corner. That's okay, good shot. Actually, when you look where the 6 and the 8 is there, Phil, it sort of doesn't look like it pots easy in the middle. Must be very tight. Obviously goes though.
And when it does, Labutis will be motoring towards 4-0. So many similarities between this and the Mieszko Fortunski Petri Mäkinen semi-final earlier. That said though, we have seen a few of these little ticklish 7 balls missed over the course of the week.
Didn't see that one coming, Phil. Where are you hiding that crystal ball?
He's tapping my stomach. Can you believe it? He thinks I've got a crystal ball down there. Yeah.
Rail first. Has he made it? Yes, great shot, Division. That's sometimes what you've got to do. You've got to pull out these wild shots just to stay in a match.
This is just the kind of turnaround that Capito needed. Get your foot in the door.
He's got lots of support here, there's no doubt about that. He was in danger, grave danger, of falling 4-0 behind. 3-1 sounds a whole lot better.
Everything was going Labutis' way. All the chances, he was playing good hooks. Capito spent pretty much the opening 3 racks just kicking up balls. He had to kick at another one there, the brown 7. He stole the rack right near the end. That could change the match round. That could put Labutis under some pressure in this semi-final.
We always say you shouldn't dwell on mistakes. Obviously we saw the shot making there of Capito, but he wouldn't have had the chance to exhibit that had it not been for that overcut 7 ball from Labutis. The Lithuanian has to forget about it. And as we repeatedly say, so much easier said than done.
Rack 5, Robbie Capito to break, trailing by 3 racks to 1.
Oh, the 1 ball. It rattled, didn't it? It hit both points. Let's have another look at that break shot. Yeah, it caught the point 3 times. That's how close he was to potting the ball. He'd have had a shot at the blue too.
Reminiscent of what happened yesterday in Capito's match against Joshua Filler. On several occasions, Filler looked as though he'd wrested away the momentum and then he broke off and either scratched or broke dry.
Just landed on the wrong side here. He wanted to play the pink 4 down into this bottom right corner.
Extension called.
Now the cue ball's coming down the bottom end of the table. He's got to avoid a few balls. Well, missed ball in the last rack, ball in hand in this rack. It can soon start to all get away from you.
The worst type of hook, the one of the self-imposed variety. And this 4 ball's going to be an open play.
Yeah, that pleases me as a former player. I always feel like when you make a mistake, you should get the ultimate punishment. I would have hated to have seen a fluke there. It does happen, of course. Maybe a little bit of frustration as well from Labutis. Didn't really look at a kick safe. He just kind of gave it a whack, didn't he? Trying to make something happen, but Capito's at the table with a chance to steal another rack.
I mentioned earlier that Pijus Labutis took up the game of pool at the age of 12. Well, at a corresponding age, Robbie Capito won a Hong Kong national title. He first started playing pool on a toy table at home when he was 2. He was playing down at the club when he was 5. It's been a lifetime pursuit.
Yeah, the previous shot was a nice shot to get on the 7 ball. He had to play a delayed draw stroke. If he can get the cue ball back to where it is now. Yeah, I'll just pull this down the left now. A little bit of left spin. Still got to give this one the respect it deserves. If you just catch the point with any pace, it'll rattle. He has an unusual cue action in the sense of look how close the cue tip gets to the cue ball, and he does it very fast. Decided to come over to the right side of the table. Good shot.
Robbie Capito against Zero.
Watching the cue ball very closely, but it stopped in time. Capito not capitulating. He was 3-0 down. Now it's only 3-2. He's right back in the match.
Labutis has had first chance in both racks as well. It was the break from Capito where Labutis comes straight back to the table with a clear chance. One ball was over the pocket. Made a mess, hooked himself. Poor position on the red 3. Something tells me Phil he's sat in the chair there just thinking about it, chewing it over. You can see it's getting to him a little bit. He's still got the lead though. He's still 3-2 up. Big rack coming up.
DJ getting carried away.
Can we just switch the music off, please? Thank you. The 6th rack. Robbie Capito to break.
I think the DJ thinks he's in a nightclub. We've got a pool match going on. Save that for tonight, pal. This'll work out okay, Phil. Didn't pot the intended ball. It was actually quite low near the middle pocket, but a ball has found the pocket. Pink 4 got kicked in. What's the split of the table like? First shot, really. It's all about this first shot. He hasn't got much room to work with because of the 8 ball.
Just stop the shot clock for a second, please.
Marcel Eckert is on bug watch.
It's on you.
Now it's
just a
on
fly,
Robbie.
don't worry. It's gone now. Yeah. And continue the shot clock, please.
How's the pace? Oh, it's perfect. It is absolutely perfect. You can see there from where the cue ball has finished, any harder and the 8 ball would have come into play. And now really the split of the table, it's all there to tie the match up. So important in cue sports to have a good temperament. Robbie Capito will have been sat in his chair moments ago when he was 3-0 down and looking like he was definitely going to go 4 down, Phil. He only had 3 balls left, Labutis. He'd done all the hard work and Robbie would have been thinking it's all going wrong, this.
Yes, the turning point was that missed 7 ball.
Labutis would have been 4 up with the break. I'm not sure if Labutis has got some kind of remote control over in that chair. Is he sending a fly round or something?
Just reset the shot clock for us, please. Just because of that fly. Thank you.
Won't be able to reach this, I don't believe. A left-handed player could. The modern era of 9 ball, all these cue manufacturers, they give all the players these long extensions, all different lengths. So he should be okay here. He'll probably go 3 rails with the cue ball. Well, he will go 3 rails with the cue
Extension,
ball.
please.
That means the cue ball's coming into the line of the 8. Still a bit of a stretch, this. Yeah, here comes the cue ball. He wants a big bounce.
Again, it's a ball he should pot, but we've seen a high number of 8s fail to find the target this week, just when you least expect it.
Yeah, I feel like the shot from 8 to 9 on a regular pool table is a bit of a nothing shot, but this week just feels like that shot's a bit bigger. Got to just bear down a bit more. He's perfect on the 9. He's about to tie the match up.
Robbie Capito.
Well done. You know, at the start of the round, DJ Dave was doing a Sister Sledge. He was lost in music. Who's going to lose this match? We've got no idea. It's all tied up at 3-3.
It's a break now.
If you want to make it, then you can take it, but you better get in the zone. If you want to make it, then you can take it, but you better get in the zone.
It's been a case of 3 racks for one, then 3 racks for the other. A really good semi-final brewing up. And I'll tell you what, Robbie Capito, who's breaking off in the 7th rack, will be feeling the better of the 2 right now.
Thank you. It's the 7th rack. Robbie Capito to break. 3 racks each.
And he's finally made the 1 ball, Phil. And you can see the difference when a player breaks the rack, how they want to break the rack. When the cue ball comes off the side, straight back in to the diamond area, and they pot the 1 in the side, good things can happen. He's got a shot on the blue 2 here. It's a delicate one to get on the red 3 though.
It is, but if he pulls this off, a break and run out could be on the cards. Should be on the cards.
Well, the gamble's paid off here. What I mean by that is he's decided to draw into the balls. There's a gamble. Players are having to hit the ball a little harder this week. The table has been set up to play a little slower than usual. When a table fitter puts the cloth on the table, you can pull it really tight. That makes the table fast.
The extension, please.
And if you don't put it on as tight as possible, you'll play a little slower. It's all about adapting. He's a different player at the minute. He's got the spring in his step. Anywhere over on the right hand side of the table. 20 seconds left to play the shot because he's used his extension in this rack. He'll still be okay, he's got plenty of time. I think anywhere around the 10-second point is plenty time to get down and play the shot comfortably without rushing. It's all about angles. Any angle on the 7 here, you can't fail to get on the 8.
Getting late in Hong Kong, but if you're watching, Robbie Capito doing you proud. Could he lift the trophy? It would be Hong Kong's greatest cue sports achievement since Marco Fu won 3 world ranking titles in snooker.
Does Marco Fu still play on the circuit, Phil?
He does. Yeah, he's a veteran now. Absolutely terrific fellow. Credit to his family and the game.
Robbie Capito wins 2 racks.
And every credit to Robbie Capito. That's 4 racks in succession. And you can trace it all back to when Pijus Labutis was in total command and he missed the 7 ball in the 4th rack. Ever since, the whole complexion of this contest has radically changed.
Let's take a look at the draw here for the Bet Victor UK Open and how these two arrived at this stage. Well, Labutis knocked out the defending champion Eklund Kachi by 10 racks to 5. That was a fine victory. But given the way that Joshua Filler had been playing, bear in mind, he'd won his last two matches 10-0 and 10-3. I think everyone assumed that Filler would come through against Capito. He fought back from 7-1 down. It went hill-hill, and then Filler played a poor positional shot onto the 4. He decided, Carl, to continue to attack. He went for a razor-thin 4-ball, didn't quite cut it back far enough, and despite looking and being very nervous, Capito did the job.
Yeah, also at the top of the quarterfinals, Albin Ocean was down. I think it was 8-3 to Petri Mäkinen. Albin fought back, got it back to a hill-hill shootout. Mäkinen chased the combo on the 9, he missed it, nearly fluked it. Albin Ocean, who's feared as one of the best safety players on tour, made a mess of the safety shot. So the story yesterday really was the big guns, the big tournament winners, the big major winners didn't get the job done.
Thank you, the 8th rack. Robbie Capito is leading the match 4-3 and he will break.
And now it's time for one of these players to really make a name for themselves on the World 9-Ball Tour. Things are growing in the right direction. With Matchroom Sport involved in 9-ball now. Capito, he's breaking with a 4-3 lead. And he's potted the 1 ball again. He's going to have a long shot on the 2. Could play this quite soft. That gives the pocket every chance of swallowing the ball. And then I think the green 6, maybe a combo off the red 3 ball. I'm not saying it's easy. If you're wondering what that logo is on the players' shirts where it says WNT Pro, there you see it just on the right hand side of his shirt, WNT Pro. 128 players are signed professionals on the World 9-Ball Tour. And that's all about professionalising the world of 9-ball. This might sneak behind the 8. Wow! Tap at the table from Labutis. Even he liked that one.
Well, that's a candidate for best shot of the match so far.
Extension, please.
As you said before, Carl, and I fully agree, when it comes to defence, tactics in 9-ball, it can be enthralling.
I think it's fantastic. And it's quick as well, because Labutis is in a world of trouble here. If he doesn't get contact, ball in hand will be given up.
Foul stroke.
Oh, it's going to be rack over.
Ball in hand.
I told you it was quick safety play. Even I didn't know it was this quick.
And please start the shot clock.
Playing good safeties in 9-ball is key.
Robbie Capito wins
4 on the spin becomes 5 on the spin. From 3-0 down and looking an early bother, Robbie Capito now 5-3 ahead, almost halfway to victory.
If I was that man's coach and I could walk out there right now and have a word, I would simply tell him, Capito is only halfway there. He's won the first mini session 5-3. Don't worry about it. There's a lot of 9-ball left to play.
What a gift, the way circumstance dropped there. No one could miss that one.
Yeah, if the 9-ball had have fell in the pocket, that would have gone on the spot. It would have been ball in hand for Capito.
Just a reminder, as we get ever closer to wages time, It's $30,000 US, the first prize here. Same amount of ranking points.
The 9th rack. Robbie Capito to break, leading 5-3.
It's going to be career changing for one of 3 players.
Look at the eyes, the intensity of this break. No shot on the blue 2, as in no pot. That always pleases the player who sat in the chair when you're watching somebody break. The first thing you do, a pool player has a knack of literally sussing out the table from his chair. He's the 8 ball to get some cover here, and he doesn't want this going near the rail. He's left this, even if he can't see it to pot it, it's an easy 1 rail kick pot. Yeah, so he can't pot it clear, but going rail first is very easy. That sounds like he's chalking the jump cue. Well, he has got the jump cue. I'm surprised at that.
The extension, please.
Yeah, what he's done there is he's brought the jump cue thinking he's full ball hooked. When he's come to the table, he's realised it's a very easy 1 rail kick pot. However, cue ball's going towards the green 6 area. It's not easy to get on the red 3. He will have known that, Phil. He just couldn't avoid it. He had to take a little gamble.
And that's why, generally speaking, positional play at the start of racks more difficult than later on, because you've got so many more balls to navigate and negotiate.
His favourite to get the hook here, though. It sets up okay. Oh, he's not scratched. He's not scratched. He has scratched.
Ball in hands.
Wow, what a mistake that is.
And please start the clock.
And Carl, that wasn't a scratch that sort of limped into the pocket off a jaw. It went straight in the heart without touching the sides. Very bad misjudgment.
Yeah, he'll be scratching his head now in the chair, wondering what he's just done. He's lost the last 5 racks, Phil, and he had 3 balls left. 3 balls pretty much over the pocket to go 4-0 up.
At the time, it looked like a potential turning point. It had that feel about it.
We should know better, though, Phil. We've watched thousands of matches from these chairs. They go back and forth. It still could swing back over to Labutis. Capito's still got to get the job done. Still got to knock these balls in. Didn't go forward with the cue ball enough. We might be seeing a power shot here. He's on the wrong angle here. Yep, there you see cue ball coming away from the 7.
Hitting this ball hard, you've got to be absolutely in the middle of the pocket. Any kind of inaccuracy, any kind of involvement of a jaw with massive pace, you won't get it.
Yeah, watch the cue ball action here. This will be flying around the table. Didn't like that. He tried to check it up. On the TV table, it just slides a little bit. This is actually a table from one of the outside arenas that's been put in. But with the heat off the TV lights, it just adds that little bit more slide. Kick and stick lends itself in his favour though, if he can stop the cue ball right where the brown 7 is and send that 7 up towards the top rail. Kick and stick. Beautiful, beautifully done. How many times do we see the kick and stick come up, Phil?
Well, there's no one better at that shot than Joshua Filler, but of course, Filler's out because of the defeat by Capito.
Wants this to slow down, he doesn't want it over the pocket, and it's going to go over the pocket. The kick and stick had him in all kinds of trouble. This is perfect. Who would have thought this 30 minutes ago? Capito is just a couple of balls away from taking a 6-3 lead and winning 6 racks on the spin.
Robbie Capito wins 2 racks.
He's there. He's doubling up on Pijus Labutis. Can he sustain this? Well, Labutis has to start fighting back, or it might be a little too late.
If you want to make it, then you can take it, but you better get in the zone.
While you were away, they had a swift dance-off with 2 audience members in the arena. Right now, on the table, Robbie Capito is leading Pijus Labutis 6-3 and leading the Lithuanian a merry dance. He's won 6 on the trot. Having lost the first 3, it looked as though Labutis had settled down so much more steadily than his opponent, and then one shot changed everything.
Ready when you are, Robbie.
That Miss Brown in the 4th rack, if he does lose this match, will really haunt Labutis. This was the shot.
Robbie
Overcut.
Capito to break, leading by 6 racks to 3.
Such an easy pot as well, wasn't it? That's what's hard for him to take. Let's not forget, Capito kicked that 7 ball in as well to get his first rack on the board. Watch out, cue ball. Well, I think we'll be seeing a push out here, Phil.
Yeah, I think there's a chance.
Not even Efren Reyes had kicked this ball. This is the reason why we have the push out rule, because if you had to play the shot straight after the break, it would be a little harsh.
Push out called.
And the key to these push-outs, some call them rollouts, is that you give yourself a shot.
Yes,
you don't make it too
choice.
difficult for yourself, but on the other hand, you don't want to give a gift to your opponent, or even something encouraging.
That is the shot he played. It's just a little pacey. Good luck potting this ball and getting position for the red 3 though.
Yeah, the first half of that equation can be completed, but the positional aspect of the shot, that would be something else.
The extension, please.
May just go rail first, pot the 2, and then play safe from the red 3. Well, he's going for an exhibition shot here. Rail first, draw the cue ball. If he pulls this one off. Oh my word, don't scratch. Oh, that is unlucky, Phil.
Ball in hand.
What an attempt he's played there.
And please start the shot clock.
Just totally undeserved, that scratch.
I mean, I suppose we could say you're not quite sure where the cue ball's going to go, but 10 out of 10 for effort.
Completely exploding the theory that fortune favours the brave. Not there.
Well, this man at the table won't care. He needed ball in hand, you feel. Just his chance to get back to potting balls. That's okay.
Okay, he's been very lucky, but it's deja vu. The missed 7-ball, the overcut 7-ball.
Didn't even hit the jaws. That's why he's actually got away with it. If you catch one of the jaws there, 7-ball won't have finished where it has, but listen, Capito will just be delighted to be back at the table here with a short stick. He's got to get a move on though. He's got 5 seconds. He wants this to run past the middle pocket. I say that because if he can't cut it in the middle, he has to go long into the corner. That would have tested the cue action, and that's not easy after you've just missed the ball.
The extension, please.
I can't quite tell if that cuts, to be honest. He's aiming low on the cue ball. He's playing this into the corner. Oh, that was pure. Deserves a little bit. I say he deserves a little bit. Maybe he doesn't, Phil. You already a stroke of luck on the previous shot.
Yes, and Capito was very unlucky when he potted that spectacular 2.
It was a nice pot though. Needs a nice safety, distance required. Would love to find the top rail with this. Well, instead he's used the 9-ball, that's fine. Yeah, that's a decent shot.
Some of the 8 is jutting out, but of course he has to hit this. If he plays this shot, has to hit this so precisely.
Foul stroke. Illegal contact, ball in hand.
Well, he was trying a lot there, wasn't he? Playing that with check side.
And study shot clock, please. Pijus Labutis.
Robbie Capito has played a really good match here, but you know, sometimes even when you're firing on all cylinders, luck deserts you. It did there on a couple of occasions, and Pijus Labutis arrests his slide. It was a 6-rack slide, but now he's back going in the right direction, even though Capito remains in front at 6-4. I've noticed this with Capito this week when I've been walking around the outside tables and I've seen some of his matches. He's not getting distracted at all, even between racks. The focus is unshakable.
The 11th rack, Pijus Labutis to break, trailing 6-4.
Didn't make the 1-ball. If he had have potted the 1-ball, he would have had a shot on the blue too. Played the hook behind the 7. Capito will be kicking at this. Now you do expect the pros, Capito in this case, to hit the 1. Never quite sure where it's going to finish. There is still quite a lot of balls left on the table, so there's traffic.
Extension, please.
Things can happen, you can find cover. Yeah, he played a good kick shot. He purposely played on the bottom side of the one. He'll go back to his chair a little bit disappointed that something better didn't happen, but at least he's left distance. Labutis will be feeling it on this shot. Also going forward off a couple of rails, the pink 4 is sort of in the way. Gotta pot the one though.
Called.
Not feeling up to the job of potting that one ball, Labutis. Feeling a little edgy still. Decided to bide his time. Very nice safety there.
Two players in their 20s. But when it comes to the defensive nature of the game, more than adequate, both of them.
Bank's close. It's there. It felt like it was a two-way shot as well. Look at the brown 7 and the 8 ball and then the cue ball. He feels if he misses it, he might find cover. Edged his bets.
It's arguably the biggest match of his life, Capito. But he seems to be coping. A little awkward though here. Much like the table turning 7 in the 4th rack, this could go wide. It could, but it didn't. He judged the positional side of the shot a treat. And so 7-4, very much in line.
If you want to win an open event on the World 9 Ball Tour, you've got to take some of the shots on, and that is exactly what Robbie Capito has done here in rack 11. The full table bank kept him at the table.
Robbie Capito wins 2 racks.
In 3 editions of this tournament, he's made single elimination 3 out of 3. Last 32, 2022. Last 64, 2023. How about the final this time? Another step taken. He leads 7-4. I have to say, Carl, we've seen him on the match table over the years a few times. For me, this is the best I've seen him perform, and certainly the calmest and most mature.
Yeah, he just looks really up for it, doesn't he? You can see he sat there, wants it. Look at the difference in both players there, Phil. You can see Capito focused, sat up in his chair, the posture's good. Labutis, it's all a bit head in hands. Look, shaking his head a little bit, talking to himself.
Capito has made waves at junior level. Twice a World Junior finalist, twice Asian Junior champion. But now...
Rack 12, Robbie Capito to break, leading by 7 racks to 4.
Now this is a major World 9-ball ranking tournament semi-final. And he looks completely at home.
That has worked out very good. 2 ball goes past the green 6. You see the difference when you pot the 1 ball in the side. This time he potted another random ball. So there's only 7 balls left on the table. The first 2 shots really in this rack. Blue 2 to the pink 4, and then the pink 4 up to the purple 5, back down for the green 6. He's actually come round to just have a quick glance at the combo, the pink 4 onto the 9. Not saying he's going to play that. He's just weighing up the options.
The extension, please.
You might think, why is he employing his extension so early in the rack on what appears to be a straightforward pot? Well, he needed to gather his thoughts because he knows this is the linchpin shot.
I liked the shot he played there. It was awkward to get on the 4 ball. So the cue ball's natural path was going into the 4, so he took a little gamble.
Is that right? No,
Yeah,
that
that's
was too
wrong.
quick, wasn't it? You know, that can't be right. Just reset the clock, please.
That's not a problem. That just scares Robbie a little bit. I'll laugh it off.
Yes, there was a timing malfunction. There was no way that was 30 seconds as the beeps came in.
Yeah, we have another referee sat near the table pressing the shot clock button. Maybe they just forgot. It's a long match for them to concentrate. This might stay over the pocket. Well, it was that far away. It's moved away from the pocket.
And did those beeps take him off?
Yeah, is this one of them moments where play changes over? It's actually nowhere near the pot. Can he cut this pink ball in? Lost the cue ball again though. A couple of times we've seen this, Phil. Just not quite got the cue ball where he wants.
The extension, please.
Yeah, now he's going to have to play safe. The safety doesn't look too bad. He went for the cut. Where's the cue ball?
Foul stroke.
Well, he's just...
Ball in hand.
It's just fell away ever since he's missed that
And please
7 ball in rack 4.
Yes, because before that, he was definitely playing some strong pool. A couple of unforgivable scratches he's been responsible for. And this one should be loss of rack.
Doesn't want to be straight here. The cue ball. He hasn't.
Foul
Oh
stroke.
my word.
Ball in hand.
Ball in hand to go 8-4 up. And he
And please
scratched
start the shot clock.
in the very same pocket as Labutis.
Well, if the Labutis scratch was unforgivable, that was even worse. No excuses whatsoever.
This is why your temperament in sport is everything. Because now it's going to be Capito going into the break who's got to think about that scratch.
Here's Labutis, who's winning still.
What an incredible rack that was. It twisted one way, then the other. In the end, Pijus Labutis puts it on the board to trail only 7-5. What a chance missed by Robbie Capito.
If you want to make it, then you can take it, but you better get in the zone. If you want to make it, then you can take it, but you better get in the zone.
Fair to say that rack 12 was error strewn. Pijus Labutis must have thought he'd thrown away the rack by scratching, but then with ball in hand, would you believe? Into the same pocket goes the cue ball again. Labutis with his second chance. Made no mistake. But Robbie Capito must be kicking himself. You don't scratch when you got ball in hand.
Thank you, the 13th rack. Pijus Labutis to break, trailing by 7 racks to 5.
Yeah, Capito could have put the cue ball anywhere he want. You're trying to find the natural path. Unfortunately, the path he found was the pocket. 8-4 to Capito, Phil. Would have felt a tall order for Labutis, just the way the match has gone, and he looks a little dejected, but now you can see he's now got the spring in his step.
Well, 8-4 was the scoreline in our first semi-final when Mieszko Fortunski overcame Petr Mäkinen. Fortunski led 8-4, pulled away to 11-4 and victory.
Yeah, Fortunski actually celebrated twice in that match. When he got to 10, he thought he'd won.
Yes, these semi-finals are a race to 11. Capito
Extension,
needs
please.
4, Labutis from here 6. Final, by the way, this evening is a race to 13.
Two-rail kick. Good effort. Often go close to potting the ball. But he's left this ball on. This rack feels big now. Feels very big. Errors have come in from Labutis. I know he won the last rack, but he won it with ball in hand. With just 3 or 4 balls left now. This is... It's not the worst of layouts, to be fair.
Well, in practice, he would dish these as a matter of course.
Yeah, these are easy. Well, we said it could swing back over. Any little error, unforced error, can cost you 2 or 3 racks quite easily. Pijus Labutis just 3 balls away from being 1 rack behind. When he scratched, Phil, and he sat down, he thought he was going to go 8-4 down. I bet he can't believe this.
Pijus Labutis wins 0.
There's a quick turnover in 9-ball pool. That's the nature of the game. Pijus Labutis was concerned he might be turned over at one point. Now, though, anyone's guess who is going to progress here. It's 7-6. A really interesting semi-final in progress. The pod success rate for Robbie Capito, nice and high, 96%. That will normally get the job done. It's been mistakes in other departments, Carl.
Yeah, when you look at fouls, Capito 7. A lot of them must have come early on in this match because Labutis, if you remember, went 3 racks up. Capito seemed to be kicking a lot of balls, but there'll be 1 foul out of them 7 what stands out, and that's the one to go 8-4 up when he had ball in hand and he scratched.
Thank you, the 14th rack. Pijus Labutis to break, trailing 7-6.
As we saw from those stats, Labutis looking for his first break and run out of the match.
And Labutis, he started to break better. No pot on the 2, but he's got to take the bank shot on here. Yeah, surely he's got to go at the bank. Well, he's playing patient. A little surprised with that. Only because where the bank was laid up, the way it was set up, it looked quite easy to put the 2 in the top right corner. And of course, if you make the bank shot, you stay at the table. Could have been a break and run. Now he's left Capito in. What can he come up with? That was very close. He can pot the 2. But the cue ball's going to be running into the 7. This is a little nasty one.
Extension called.
Yeah, is he just going to stun into the side of the 7? Keep the cue ball around that area. He's got to play it quite hard, so he can't afford to catch that left rail. 2 ball will rattle. And if he just plays it plain ball, the cue ball might find the bottom rail, so he's got to kind of dig down onto the cue ball here. I'll tell you what, that might well be his best strike of this match so far. He's definitely got a spring in the step, Phil.
Maybe not now. As the finishing post comes into sharper focus, given their playing careers, these two, it's inevitable. Nerves will kick in. A major final, it's like the shining city on the hill.
This is a little bit like the 4-ball filler missed. Capito didn't miss it though. What a shot he's played there. Very similar to Joshua Filler's shot at Hill Hill. One good shot here. Get on the purple 5 and all the balls are there. Yes, this is ideal.
I'm really glad about that because a mobile phone went off as he was addressing the cue ball. That would have been unfortunate. No hint of complacency.
Robbie Capito wins the
As it was at 5-3, at 6-4, and at 7-5. A 2-rack cushion restored. Robbie Capito now 3 away from progress. I'm with you though, Carl. We've seen lots of twists, lots of potential turning points in this match, and I think it would be very surprising if we didn't see another. Can't imagine that Capito will ride off into the sunset here, a comfortable winner. It's just the way the match is set up, the nerves involved, and what's at stake.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. There's so much at stake. It's so difficult to get to the latter stages of these events. 256 player fields, 6-day event.
It's the 15th rack. Robbie Capito is leading by 8 racks to 6, and he will break.
Labutis may well be hooked in a few moments' time. I think he can stop the cue ball, Phil, right where the blue 2 is. And I think he can find a path to send the 2 around the table. Gotta make sure you play the stop shot though. If it doesn't stop straight away, you may leave a shot on this blue 2. He's not hit it hard enough. Wow. Huge mistake there on the safety shot. The 2 balls should have been way up the table. I know it flicked the 9, but it was still lacking the pace.
Absolutely right. Catching the 9 took some pace out of the 2, but not a great amount.
Well, that's perfect. Good shot. Very good shot. Cue ball could easily get away from you then and come near the 7 and bottom rail area.
Developing into something of an epic, this, and of course the winner will be asked to go again for the final. What a cracking contest this most certainly is.
Pijus Labutis wins the rack.
It's between 2 players who are desperate to make the final of the Bet Victor UK Open, and right now it's anyone's.
Should be, yeah.
If you want to make it, then you can take it, but you better get in the zone. If you want to make it, then you can take it, but you better get in the zone.
Early in rack 15, Robbie Capito should have tied his opponent up. He didn't. Not enough oomph. He left the ball on, and Pijus Labutis dished to get within one rack. Capito's lead, which was 7-4, is now only 8-7. And of course, Labutis to break in rack 16. Capito has left the arena. I think that's pretty sensible.
What an enthralling semi-final we have had here. Both players have had the lead, fairly big leads. There's been opportunities taken, there's been opportunities missed. And this is what it's about, both players trading blows. It's been fantastic to watch.
Another point worth making, this man walking back into the arena is number 51 in the World 9-Ball Tour rankings. It just goes to show the strength in depth on this wonderful tour.
Thank you, the 16th rack. Pijus Labutis to break, trailing 8 racks to 7.
Got to slightly skew down on the ball here. Play a stop shot.
It's a tough opening assignment, Carl. Yes, but if it goes in the 2, it's looking very promising. Perhaps the biggest shot of the match so far. Nailed.
Clean as a whistle. Just got to watch the side pocket here. Well, we're back to that shot that Joshua Filler missed, Phil, at Hill Hill. It's a similar layup, this.
Indeed, similar. I don't think quite identical. This is
the extension, please.
A shade easier.
Well, I did say similar, Phil.
And I agreed with you.
Filler missed it. Oh, it might fall. It might fall. No. It always looked a little wide. It did catch the rail. A little harder, it might have just turned over.
This isn't Game of Thrones. It's Game of Fractions.
Extension called.
You know a ball is close when, as it's going towards the pocket, you're not quite sure.
Purple 5 is very deep in the pocket. He might just have to play a draw shot. Try and draw the cue ball straight back in a straight line. Doesn't need to come down near the bottom of the table. What a view that is. Believe me, it's not easy to draw the ball back in a straight line when that ball is in the pocket. Well, that's the shot he's faced with, Phil. Catching the 7 full ball. One real kick. He wants distance.
get a great amount. Could have been worse though.
Could have been a lot worse. He's having a go. I believe he's having a go. No, he didn't play the pot. He played safe. Not a very good safety. This ball will pot. There you see it. It goes past the brown 7. If you want to win these type of tournaments, you've got to have a go at some shots. Oh, it's in the middle. It is in the middle. Believe me, that was not an easy pot, but I'm so glad for Capito. Glad in the sense of that he took it on.
Really good sign. I was watching his upper body. Kept very still. And that was the height of pressure.
It really was a beautiful pot from Capito. Labutis had the option of playing the pot in the bottom right corner. He decided it wasn't for him. Tried to play safe. Played a bad safety. Capito, he went for it and he made it.
Robbie Capito wins 2 racks.
Labutis hasn't been on level terms since 3-3, and he still can't quite get there. Robbie Capito, 2 in front, 2 more required. It's 9-7. We've seen that pose throughout the afternoon. It means so much to these two in so many different ways. The way the tour is set up, Carl, if you win a big prize like this, it's not just about what you're doing now, it's about the doors that are flung open in the future, the likes of the World Masters, maybe World Cup of Pool, Reyes Cup, Mosconi Cup, who knows? And there's that big carrot of just being in a major final.
Let's not forget the World 9-Ball Championships in about 3 weeks' time. Going into that event
17.
with the confidence of a big win under your belt.
Robbie Capito to break, leading by 9 racks to 7.
Capito breaking to get on the hill.
Watch out, cue ball.
Foul stroke. On and net.
When it comes to a break-off, that's the worst case scenario. A double whammy.
And please start the shot.
Yeah, it was also dry as well. Didn't pot the 1. Both players have been fairly similar in the break department in this match. They've made it, they've missed it. Pijus has a little tricky opener into this side pocket though, queuing over the 4. Good opener.
The final begins in less than 2 hours' time. But Labutis, well equipped to just go on and on, as he did at the Derby City Classic back in January. Got to the final there of the 9-ball. The tournament was scheduled to finish on the Sunday evening, but they were so far behind because of the number of entries. It went all through the night. He lost in the final to Joshua Filler. The last ball went in at lunchtime on the Monday. So having to play 2 matches in a day shouldn't be an issue. He's got so much adrenaline. That will carry him through if he gets that far.
Yeah, we're at the business end of this match now. So even if he does go on to win this semi-final and make it to the final, he'll have enough time just to chill out, put his feet up, a bit of food, take it all in and regroup. Ready for tonight's final, but he's still got a job to do here. Either player, that is.
No fluke is deserving, but that, having missed the 6 in open play, that was outrageous.
Well, the green 6, he tried to force it in, and it come twice across, back into the same pocket. That could have been match over, because Capito would have been on the hill. What a moment.
Pijus Labutis wins the rack.
Well, in terms of its significance, in terms of its timing, and in terms of just how outlandish it was, we've just seen the fluke of the tournament.
Funny scenario here, because often some of the pros over the years have said, oh, you should play call pocket, but he was going for that pocket, so even if he was playing call pocket, Phil, it still went in that pocket, so it would have counted.
Robbie Capito has to try and eliminate that terrible piece of fortune for him from his mind. Labutis thinking, am I destined to win this now? You won't like the fact he missed the 6 conventionally, but maybe he's feeling as though the pool gods are on his side.
Yeah, the only thing I would take from the whole match,
Pijus Labutis to break, trailing 9 racks to 8.
having watched it all, of course, is Labutis. He's missing some balls, isn't he? And he's shying away from some pots as well. Oh, he's not got a golden as well. Surely not. That would have been double whammy. A fluke 6 and then a golden. Can you imagine if that would have happened? Look how close it was to happening. It was the cue ball that kicked it.
Well, at least Labutis has returned the compliment. Capito broke dry in rack 17. The big difference, of course, he scratched as well.
Extension, please.
That made an almighty thud. Pot in the 1. two-way cover. That's actually worked out well, the 9 coming back there. He could have played the one-rail kick before. The 9 blocked it.
I don't think Labutis is in a position to legitimately complain.
The extension, please.
Now then, forget about what's happened in the full match, the flukes, the good shots, the bad shots. It's all about the scoreline. Capito has a chance to get himself on the hill. And he'll feel like he's just got that little bit of breathing space. 10-8 in a race to 11 feels nice. It's all about the opening shot. Oh, I didn't realise it went past the pink 4. That's handy. Still got to take a bit of care on this. Hits the ball positive, does Robbie Capito. Doesn't shy back from the stroke. The delivery with the cue, doesn't quit. Angle on the green 6 is needed. So he's rolled through to the top rail. Yeah, that's perfect. He'll play for the 8 up into the top left corner. Noticed where Robbie Capito puts his chalk. That's usually something you would associate with an amateur player. It's on the back of his trousers on one of them magnet type gadgets. It was often deemed you as a really bad player if you had one of them fastened to your trousers. I could imagine you using one of them, Phil.
Never did. Too cheap to buy one.
Robbie Capito wins 2.
It struggled in, but it went in. And that means Robbie Capito is within a rack of the final of the Bet Victor UK Open.
Then you can take it, but you better get in the zone. If you want to make it, then you can take it, but you better get in the zone.
Pijus Labutis won the first 3 racks of this match. He now has to win the last 3. If he doesn't,
19th rack. Robbie Capito is breaking.
Robbie
Underhill,
Capito
leading by
will
10
go
racks
through,
to 8.
and it will be Hong Kong against Poland in the title match.
No love on the 2-ball.
The 2-ball is frozen to the rail.
We're at that point in a match now, Cole, where every decision made, every shot taken could have immense consequences. These shots will be thought about by these 2 players for weeks, months, maybe years.
Pijus, it's your choice. The 2-ball is frozen. Robbie, please play again.
Well, he doesn't like it, so he hands it back. Capito rolled the cue ball there. What has he got in mind?
I would love to know the percentage of push-outs on this main table this week that have been handed back. It would be very high indeed.
The extension, please.
And in keeping with his tactics for this match, or in keeping with circumstance in this match, he tends to take his extensions early. 1 allowed per rack, of course, so no more wiggle room.
Of course, that's not the shots he was trying to play. Does the 2-ball pot rather past the 9? He's not really been taking these on though. He's ducked at a few of these. He could chase the 9. No, not really. Yeah, he's ducked again. Felt he had a lot of balls. And he's got the hook. Boy, that was close to kicking it in.
Well, in terms of the availability of the 2, the 5 is doing
Extension called.
Capito a great favour.
I think he can run the cue ball in behind that purple 5. Yeah, maybe not. He's left the pot here.
Regardless of what transpires, that was a weak safety.
Yeah, and I think Capito will go for the pot here. And then just put everything into the combo. It's going to be long, and there's going to be quite a bit of distance. First of all, he's got to pot the 2. He wants this cue ball to slow down for the combo. It's landed a bit weird. He might roll the cue ball in between the rail and the pink 4. Right in that little gap there, Phil. And if he gets it touching, well, Labutis would have been in all kinds. He's missed a trick there. If the cue ball is touching the pink 4, he can't use the right-hand side of the table. Now, I think he can go off the right-hand side and kick the 3 in the pocket. If the cue ball was touching the pink 4, that shot was not available.
Good call, Colin.
He could go for the bank. Cue ball would naturally go up for the purple 5, but the full match, he's not really been taking these on. He's having a nervous look to see what he's left.
Capito has definitely been the more enterprising of the 2.
That looks like it'll work, Phil, to me.
When he's seen the advantage in attacking, yes, he's gone for it, but I think his safety game at times has been excellent.
I think he's chasing the 9 ball. Ooh, close. Good pace, though. He's got the hook back. This match has gone back and forth so much, it really has. All these little twists and turns.
Don't blame Labutis for targeting the 9 there. Wasn't quite natural though, was it?
Okay, it's time to knock a long ball in. That's what he's looking down the barrel of. Full table length pot. I think he's playing across the face of it. I think he's playing the bank shot. Yeah, he is. Where's the cue ball gone? Oh, he's been unlucky there. He's caught the wrong side of the 9. He played the cross side bank in case he missed the bank. He knew he was getting distance. There's another look right in the centre of the pocket. Now he's got to go airborne. He's fighting to stay in this year's UK Open. Where's the cue ball? That's not bad, Phil, you know. That is not bad.
This rack, the definition of tense.
Yeah, we just literally don't know who's going to win. Just shaving the pocket down a hair has made it, for me, just so much more enjoyable to watch. Just seeing that extra 1 or 2 safety shots. We're seeing players get to the table a little bit more. He's gone for it, but he's missed it. But it has gone safe. Bank shot to the left centre. I'm not saying it's the right shot or it's the shot, but it is there. If he feels like there's a really obvious safety where he can guarantee both balls safe, he will play the safety shot. This needs to travel. This needs to travel, and he's got it. He's got the hook. What a rack this has been.
This could be really useful.
He's left it. The safety from Labutis has paid off. He's going to get a little closer. Are we destined for a hill finish?
Pijus Labutis wins 2 racks.
What a fighting display, what a fighting rack from Pijus Labutis, who simply refuses to go away. It's now 10-9. I think the way the match has transpired, momentum shifts, turning points, mistakes, brilliance, it all suggests it's going to be hill. And of course Labutis does have the advantage in rack 20 in that he breaks.
Yeah, I always feel like when a player's on the hill and your opponent's just one behind, so in this case 10-9, it's got the feeling of a hill. We're at the depths of this match, the semi-final, where Mirko Fortune will be sat somewhere with his feet up, maybe a cup of tea and a bite to eat, a biscuit, just watching these two players sweat.
Rack 20, Pijus Labutis to break, trailing by 10 racks to 9.
Is this 2-ball opening up for a pot? Good break, potted the 1. It's all about where the 8 ball's finished. So hard for us to tell if he can pot the ball. I don't think he can.
Body language says no. That view tells us no.
The push out is not easy just because all the balls are on their own. There's no clusters. He feels like wherever he rolls the cue ball out at the bottom end of the table, he's going to leave a pot, so he's tempting him here.
It's your choice, Robbie.
Robbie, I think he's got to go for this. If he pots this ball and gets the cue ball on the right hand side of the break box, so where a player would break from, he would have a long shot on the red 3 ball. Labutis has thrown down the gauntlet here. Knock it in, because if you put me back, I'm going to. That's basically what he said. He's got to go for the pot here, surely. Yeah, you see
the extension, please.
You see the line, Phil, on the right-hand side of that break box. As long as he gets the cue ball near that line, he would have a shot on the red 3. Decided it wasn't for him. I think he should have gone for the pot there. That really surprises me. He's attacked the table the full match. Why wouldn't you try and pot the ball there? Where the 2-ball was, at a nice pace, you could have caught the rail. You've got to go for the pot for me there. Where's Jeremy Jones where you need his advice? Oh, he's fired this into the top rail. The nerves, you could see it. The body movement, Phil, wasn't it?
That was such a jittery cue action. Hardly any backswing. Lots of shoulder involved. Lots of nerves involved. They got the better of him.
Can Robbie Capito hold himself together? It's all on this shot. If he gets straight on the pink 4, the rest of the balls are pretty much all stop shots. Here comes the cue ball. Yep, that's not bad. It's away from the 8. Might not be straight, but at least he's not got hampered cueing. Yeah, he's signalled where he wants the cue ball. He's just got to get on the purple 5 here, Phil, because the 6, the 7, the 8 and the 9, they just connect the dots. Can he pinch it? Yeah, he's pinched a bit. Yeah, just look at the table layout now. What a mistake there from Labutis. He had a chance to pot the 2, to take it to Hill.
He took a gamble with a push out. The gamble appeared to pay off. But as we always say, in the end, it always comes down to potting the balls.
Just a little drawback here to land straight on the 7. Couldn't put it better with your hand.
At this stage in the decider against Filler last night, he was breathing heavily. Looked overwhelmed with tension. Seems more calm this time.
It's about to get very loud in the Telford International Arena. He's got his little support club with him, as Capito. That was very, very edgy. We're so used to seeing balls go in the middle, so when they don't, it feels a little scary. But it went off the bottom jaw okay. This is for a place in the UK Open final.
Robbie Capito.
Robbie Capito unleashes emotion. He's been the story of the tournament, and now he's going all the way to the climax of this Bet Victor UK Open. What a marathon contest, what an epic. And he held himself together when Pijus Labutis did not. Missed the 2-ball in rack 20, did the Lithuanian. And Robbie Capito dished up 11-9 to him. It is Capito against Mieszko Fortunski
for the jackpot.
Well, what an enthralling semi-final that was. Confirmation then of our final. 2 players making it to this stage of a major for the first time in their careers. World number 27, Mieszko Fortunski, taking on world number 51, Robbie Capito. New territory for both players. It really promises to be the biggest night in the career of one of our finalists. So make sure you come back and join us from 6:30 p.m. on Sky Sports Arena. We look forward to seeing you then, folks.
Sky Sports. Feel it.